What's up, goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to my kitchen, how to cook. And today we are making one of my favorite recipes ever, baked fish in the oven. Fast, easy and simple, but with a twist. Now, if it is your first time here and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. And turn on the post notifications so you won't miss any other upload. And for all of my returning goodies, you don't know say, when a girl loving them. When ready for cook? Come on, let's go. Okay, goodies, so we are outside. Yes, we are. And I am going to be cutting some wild dandelion. I have this thing growing all over my yard. Thank you, Jesus, for that, because it's been a blessing to me making tea with this. And I like cook it, and I put it in everything that I cook. And it tastes so good. It has an amazing flavor. Now I also have some wild scallion that's growing in my backyard too, you guys. I planted some little planters there like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it never fails. Even in the winter time, I'm still able to go cut some scallions in the backyard, okay? And so now God has been so faithful to me. Now it's starting to shoot buds, and now I have seeds to plant more scallions. So thank you, Jesus, for that. I'm also going to go and cut some thyme. The thyme has been a blessing too. Even through the winter time, I'm able to cut some thyme. That's been going very, very well. So yes, you guys, can't complain, right? And this is what it looks like, you guys. Nice and fresh from the garden. All right, so I'm going to take that inside and I'm going to give it a nice little rinse under some cold running water, of course. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start the recipe. And remember, this one is going to be fast, easy and simple. Okay, goodie, let's cook. Now we are going to be using this catfish here. Now this catfish is extremely big. This is a huge catfish. Now I did purchase this one in the farmer's market. Yes, honey, okay? Nice and fresh and huge. And this is the one that we're going to be using. Now, I've had catfish a few times, but catfish is not one of my best fish. But today we are going to use this one because I'm pretty sure it's filled with nothing but meat, right? Very meaty. Now, as far as our ingredients is, we're going to add some dried parsley flakes. I'm going to use my combo season, translate to all-purpose season, pimento seeds, onion powder, garlic powder, fish seasoning. We're going to go add some turmeric to it, salt and pepper. Also going to add some minced garlic. We're going to add some olive oil here, green season right I saw, lemon juice. I'm also going to add some paprika. So we're going to put the paprika right there. So now we're going to need onions, bell peppers. We have scallion and thyme fresh from outside. And that pepper, that's all I have. I'm not a pepper person, but I'm going to add this one to it. Hopefully not too spicy, but that's okay. We're going to add some butter because butter make everything better. We'll probably use, I think I'm going to use the entire butter right here. And of course, you're going to need your foil paper because this fish is like so huge. We are definitely going to need the biggest foil paper we can find. Now, I'm going to add some more things to it though. No, I didn't tell you guys about the plantain because the plantain is so important. Now, I'm going to add plantains to it for sure. I have some that are already fried from yesterday because today is Monday, right? So Sunday dinner was plantain. So I have some left over, so I don't have to use this one, but I just want to make sure you guys see exactly what I'm adding to it, which is the fried plantain here, sweet one, of course. And I'm going to add some veggies, some other veggies to it, which is like okra. And we're going to add some more mixed vegetables like carrots and green beans and all of that stuff. And definitely we're going to add some fries. Now today I'm going to be using the sweet potato fry. All right, goodies. So we have some okra in here. So this is frozen okra. whole frozen okra. Okay, so I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to add some mixed veggies to it. This is the sweet potato fry that I'm choosing to use. You could use any other fries, potato fries or whatever you have. And I'm going to add some shrimp to it. Now these are cooked shrimp, but it's going to be okay because it's going to be steaming, all right, and not fried. So it should come out really good anyways, right? So we're going to add this. This is all I have now anyway, so we'll add that. So let's get the fish seasoned up and get this thing going in the oven. Okay, goodie. So our fish is washed nice and clean with salt, lemon juice, and vinegar. Make sure to say wash your fish really, really good, okay? Now what I'm doing, I'm putting slits in the fish because I want to be sure that the seasonings go right through this fish. This fish is really big, so it's critical as far as season is concerned, okay? Now, after I've put the slits on there, and you want to do it on both sides for sure, because you don't want this thing to be unbalanced, right? Just be sure that you put the cuts on both sides. And again, I'm using a very big fish here. Now, we are going to get the foil, okay? The foil paper. Now, you want to season the fish on top of the foil paper. So, as you can see here, I'm making preparation of how big this thing is going to be really, really stuffed. So, I'm making sure that I have enough foil here to cover the entire massive of things that I'm planning to put on a fish here, right? Now you're going to season the fish. You're going to do everything on the foil because once you've already done this, you're going to cover it up and you put it in the oven. Now, I want to make sure that I tell you guys before I forget, your oven is going to be at 375 degrees, okay? Now, this fish is really big. So it took me an hour to cook. You only put this fish in a preheated oven. Don't put it in a cold oven. Put it in a preheated oven only, so that once it's hit the oven, it starts to bake immediately. All right, and so you'll know for sure that your fish is cooked thoroughly within that hour span. 375 degrees, cooked for 1 hour. Now let's season this bad boy. Now in a container, I'm adding some black pepper, okay? Then I'm adding some salt. And y'all, but just go ahead and eyeball everything. Now, salt and pepper for sure. And then we're going to add some combo season. Now your combo season is also called all-purpose season, okay? So if you don't have the combo, go for all-purpose. Anything will work. Now, I'm going to add some allspice. You could call this pimento seeds, pimento berries. Or if you don't have this, use, what you call it, allspice, the powder, or the powder one, right? Then you're going to go in with your onion powder. And then you want to go in with your garlic powder. Now, again, I always tell you guys I always had more garlic powder than I do onion powder when I'm cooking anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Now I'm using this ultra rare fish seasoning. You could use seafood seasoning, Old Bay, whatever you have. You go ahead and you add it to it. And then I'm also going to add some turmeric powder, and I'm really generous with the turmeric powder, but it did get to a little bit too much though, but it still came out pretty good. Because this turmeric powder is organic, so it didn't have that bitter taste, even though I put a little bit too much, okay? All right, so I'm going with some dried parsley flakes. And then I'm adding the paprika. Now the paprika is going to balance out that turmeric. So even though I went in a little bit too much on the turmeric, the paprika balanced everything out perfectly, okay? Perfectly. All right, so next we're going to go in with some green seasoning. Now the green seasoning, this one I bought it at the supermarket, but of course you could make your own. It's easy to make green seasonings. All right, so I'm adding some minced garlic here, and the one that I'm using is in this one is in oil, okay? All right, so that is in oil, olive oil to be exact. We're going to add a little bit of lemon juice here. Just throw that in there, okay? Because it really kills that, flavor, the taste from the fish. right? We're going to add the oil here. We're adding some extra virgin olive oil to it. And you could never go wrong, you guys, with your extra virgin olive oil, because that oil is what you're going to use to loosen up the seasonings, okay? So there's definitely no measurements, right? Just y'all, just go ahead and add your season, okay? You don't have to check on it. The only thing that I would require that you be gentle with is your salt intake, okay? Now, as you could see, like I told you, I'm going back in and I'm adding some more extra virgin olive oil. You don't have to use extra virgin olive oil if you don't like that. Use whatever kind of a oil that you like or what you have available to you in your kitchen. But your seasoning should look something like the marinade should look something like this. Okay, everything's coming together really, really nicely. It has a beautiful color. That turmeric gives it a really nice color. Now, the first thing you want to do here is add the seasonings into the stomach, the belly of the fish. Very, very important. That is the first thing you do before you put the seasoning anywhere. And even if you're not a person who eats the head of the fish, you also want to put seasonings there as well, because it spreads all throughout the fish once it hit that oven, that heat. So be sure that you're adding seasonings into the very head of the fish, okay? Now you want to go in and just give the fish a nice little massage. Now, this particular massage is one that will send the flavors into those slits, okay? So just be sure that those seasons go into those cuts that you made, and you just turn the fish on the other side and you just press that seasoning in to the fish really, really well. Just be sure that it's clinging on. Now, it's very critical that your season cling to the fish, because it's going to give it an immense amount of flavor, okay? Even though you want to make sure that you adjust how your seasoning, your marinade liquefies, you still don't want to be watery. You don't want it to be watery or runny. You want it to hold. Now I'm leaving a little bit back in my container, and the reason why I did that is because I'm adding the okra in there. Now, once I add the okra in it, I want the okra to have flavor. I don't want to just put bland okra into the fish, okay? I'm going to stuff the fish using the okra, but I want the okra to at least have flavor as well, okay? We're not trying to take away anything. We want everything to be balanced. That is a trick to cooking, you guys. That is a trick to cooking, okay? Now, after I've kind of combined the okra into the remainder of the marinade, and it's perfect, and the season smells so good, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start stuffing the fish with the okra. And that is all I'm doing here. I'm just stuffing it in there, and I'm also putting some of the okra into the head of the fish as well, and then put the remaining of the okra on top of the fish. Now we're going in with our bell peppers. Your bell pepper is colors of your choice. It doesn't really matter what color you use. It's just for decor purposes, I guess. But I did go in with yellow bell peppers and reds and green. And I must confess, it did look pretty, right? And then I'm going in with a half an onion. Now the onion though is a very large one, so I didn't need an entire onion. Half was pretty good. But if you're using a medium onion, you might want to go ahead and use all of it. And again, it's based on the size of the fish that you're cooking. Now I did go in with the thyme, and I did go in with the scallion. I just kind of didn't chop it finely. I just made it kind of chunkified, if that's a word. And then I added the pepper to it. I gave it a little slit. And then I'm going to add the dandelion on it. I'm just going to cut it up as if I'm cutting callaloo. And just put it all over it. And that thing is going to give this fish so much additional flavor. I did add some rosemary to it as well. We're going in with some frozen veggies here. Of course, you could add fresh veggies if you like. I'm making this fast, easy, and simple, of course. So we're just throwing on some frozen vegetables, okay? We have corn, string beans. We have carrots in there. And what else we have in there? We have green beans, okay? in our mixed vegetables. That is perfect. We're going to add some shrimp to it also. Let's throw that baby on. And again, I'm using cooked shrimp. And then I'm packing it up. I'm packing on my sweet potato fries. Now, you could always substitute the sweet potato fries out. If you don't like the sweet potato fries, you could change it. Put regular potato fries. The one thing I have to tell you guys, the sweet potato fries, it's more tender than the potatoes. Okay, that is something that you should know before you make a decision on to what you want to add to it. Now I'm also going to add one entire stick of butter, honey, because butter makes everything so much better. And I'm just packing that baby on there really, really, really good. When that butter melts, it's going to go right through the veggies and slap that fish real hard, okay? And then, of course, you know, some me extra, I love season up stuff. I did add a little bit more seasoning, and I did add some more olive oil, okay? You definitely want to add the oil on it for sure. But I also sprinkled a little bit of the all-purpose season or the combo season or whatever kind of season you have at hand. You sprinkle those seasons up, honey, because you know me already, okay? And then all you have to do here is seal this thing. You want to seal it really, really tight, okay? Now, again, you could have this sit and marinate for a few minutes if you like, but trust me, it's not going to make a difference, okay? It won't make a difference because these seasonings, because you have that steam going to be trapped into this thing, it is going to taste the same regardless, filled with nut but flavor. Just be sure though that you are putting this fish again into the oven that is preheated, and again, this oven should be at 375 degrees in heat, okay? And because I'm doing a very large fish, it takes about an hour of baking time. Now, you may ask what I'm doing here. I'm just putting on some kind of a tray or whatever you have at home. So that way, just in case it leaks, your entire stove doesn't start smoking, okay? Because you're not putting this outside on the grill. Keep that in mind. You put it in the oven, 375 degrees. Bake for 1 hour, baby. And when you're done, boom, boom, boom. Juice is up in this baby. This juice here. My gosh. Y'all. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow to the wow to the wow. This is my goodness. Okay, goodies, so we have gotten to the end of this video, and I do hope that you enjoyed the recipe. Please be sure to spread the love with your friend, with your family. Tell the girl up the street, tell the man down the road. Bring them, come and send them, come. I'm waiting. And when they get done doing all of that, tell me where you want to see me cook next in my kitchen. And remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen. Enjoy!